kill champion. I think that the assassin for GBM definitely worked out. I don't think we'll see a Teemo in this game. So, it's only one time.
Well, maybe.
To my knowledge.
They have fulfilled the air quotes requirement. I actually saw Reginald the whole way. I just shook my hand. I was like, look at what you've done.
This is what we've become. Of course, oh, the gods have been satisfied. They have been pleased with the sacrifice of a TSM game today.
Teemo was in fact sacrificed that game.
Quite frequently.
We'll see what happens here in the last game of the regular season. For both these teams, actually, DoubleLift still chasing those 1,000 kills, and NRG chasing the 8th potential spot in promos as well. Bans are almost through though. Twitch, Alawi, and Mauser half for the 3rd time here for TSM, and Shen Siva with 1 more to come. It is the Vladimir there from NRG.
Yep. So first pick, Rek'Sai Karma, still available. Let's see what else is on the table for them. Hauntzer, he just got back from playing Teemo. He's seen some things.
He's like, you know, guys.
I think I know these guys.
Yeah, I learned some stuff in that game, you know?
He's like hooked into the Matrix.
Maybe not enough, we'll have to see.
I know Kung Fu. Now we know Skarner too.
Maybe. Again, Hauntzer said, can't play any champion. We'll see what they want to take here for their first pick, though. Karma notably open as far as champions that were banned pretty frequently. Biofrost champion pool is actually open right back up because he's been surprisingly heavily targeted in the first 2 games. But Rek'Sai is the safe, standard, and probably best pick from the jungle, so TSM Surprise is going to take it.
And now for OQ, it's possible you could pick up a Karma Jhin here, Karma Ashe, maybe go for utility, but OQ likes those carries. And they may go with a safe jungler and try to see more of the bottom lane before they do it, but I still think you take Karma here very early on in the draft. And Taric worked out too, so.
I feel like the Olaf pick maybe also could get some work done here at Santorin. Having some fun there with TSM. I think whatever's left open will be pretty strong here for NRG, but nothing like jumps out at you as far as strong picks or bans, so NRG probably just going to fall back to some safe stuff here for the first few, and you said it, Karma Ashe seems very straightforward.
Check. That's the thing, Pastry. I say like 6 things, and eventually I'm right. No,
That's how it works.
Karma, Ashe were the ones that I suspected just because Karma top tier, Ashe with Sivir banned away becomes top tier. Jhin was the other one that I was thinking, just because I know OQ likes the armor penetration Jhin, but taking the Ashe away from DoubleLift, who's been landing some great arrows in this series and played at both games, try to get him off that champion.
Well, looks like Lucian might be making a reappearance here for DoubleLift. Remember, still chasing 1,000 career kills for the regular season. He likes to go pretty aggressive on the old Lucian. Haven't seen it in a little while, but maybe it's time to bring it out for the final game of the summer.
That's true. His love, the Lucian that he's been playing for like the entire split, dropped it for the utility carries near the end, and I think everybody might be tired in here because Teemo got hovered and everybody's like, we've seen this.
Yep.
So what, it takes 1 game. It's like Talia 1 game, okay.
Well, they don't want to get baited because they've been disappointed before.
They kept their expectations low.
There's Cassiopeia Bard instead for TSM. Biofrost finally going to get his hands on the Bard as well.
Yeah, the Bard has been banned away from him the entire series. And so now he can set up a lot of kills for DoubleLift, set up his team. And no Zilean to pair with it. That was actually a crazy combo that they've been playing with the Bard Zilean where they double bomb on top of the Tempered Fate.
Feels like Bjergsen kind of respecting the power of Cassiopeia maybe as well. Just saying, you know what, GBM? I want to take this away from you. It's been a really powerful champion in the hands of many players. Seems like her stock is rising as far as priority goes, and Bjergsen showing some of that here by taking it relatively early in the draft. NRG, though, will have a chance to counterpick that mid lane, so plenty of picks open for them as well. We'll see how they want to navigate this. GBM might just go back to something a bit more comfortable for him. And Taric also being left open. They are going to save mid lane for last, it looks like. I think both these picks worked out well. Santorin's Olaf looks great. It's good into Rek'Sai. It's probably good into whatever AD carry DoubleLift wants to play, and it's pretty good into Cassio. So
yeah,
they'll take the Olaf Taric once again.
Yeah, rush down. I think this is exactly the composition that NRG want. I think all of these are really S tier in the jungle for competitive play, especially in North America. We've been favoring these champions. And, oh boy, he might do it. You were actually talking about it between games. DoubleLift, no, he's 5 kills away. There's 5 enemy members on the team to kill. Does he get no kills until he just pulls out the Vayne Penta?
Maybe. Does he pull out the Vayne? Been a long time love of DoubleLift, but he go for Caitlyn instead. Gnar's the last pick there for Hauntzer. And looks like they have left again GBM. Actually, no, they picked Taric, so it's Karma mid lane. Quas actually going to get the counter pick here, so maybe he plays. See what his counter pick into the Gnar is. It's probably not Teemo.
It's true. Very true. Could be. Might go for the Jax here.
Yeah, he's got Ghost Hovered already.
Shen is banned away. I actually do like the Caitlyn here jumping back over to TSM, mostly because you outrange the Ashe just slightly, and you can take advantage of the stun from Bard by placing down another trap, and even on top of it, just getting away from an Olaf, well, you could be a bit further back to start the fight off, so don't worry too much about the rush down.
Well, not too long left for NRG to lock in this final pick. What do they want to take in? Remember, it's a crucial game for them in particular. TSM, they do want to finish strong, what they've locked in first. Ooh, Kara gets excited, but he goes back to Jax. No Nasus this time. Quas going to take Jax into NRG's final game versus TSM.
Final game of the split for both of these teams. They want to end on a high note. TSM, they can close it out 2-1 and end up having that 17-1 record and the highest win percentage that the TSM organization has ever ended a regular season split with. And NRG, if they win, they bump Phoenix 1 down to 9th place, and they have to play Cloud9 Challenger. And NRG take 8th for themselves with a higher game win percentage. And have a much easier time in the promotion tournament.
And that's important. We even heard it from Santorin as well. It's not just about putting ourselves in the best position. It's about demonstrating to the challenger teams that, hey, like, we're a team to be reckoned with. A loss here, you know, maybe expected from TSM, but you still want to show that we are a strong team. You want to, you know, put maybe a bit of fear into the other teams going into promotion tournament. TSM, though, they just want to finish strong. They already dropped one match. Didn't really like it, I take it. 17-1, pretty good looking record. It's not 18-0, but they'll probably take it.
Yeah, definitely not setting a new record, but for the organization, it's definitely been the best TSM split that they have ever had as an organization.
And they've looked good so far. Can they look good one more time moving into playoffs as that first hit? I guess we're going to find out, but don't forget to keep them hashtags rolling in. Hashtag TSM win or hashtag NRG win. Unfortunately, we have retired the Teemo win hashtag. We'll have to bring it out another day.
Yeah.
Short-lived.
Yeah. I'll talk to Balance. Maybe they'll buff them. You'll see.
Well, fans got what they wanted here. I guess a little more League of Legends is never bad.
Obviously, they've been appeased.
I mean, yeah.
TSM asked, are you not entertained? And they definitely were.
Well, we're going to have one final game of entertainment as TSM and NRG take to the Rift for one final time here in the 2016 summer.
5 more kills.
And the crowd is right. Unlike me, they can in fact do maths.
Yeah, and we were actually looking at it. DoubleLift will be the first player in the world to do so because it's regular season career kills. Faker and Prey have actually both passed it, and that's because of the fact that they've counted playoffs in those. So in just regular season play, that will be the first person to do it in his career.
And important to note that if he doesn't get it here, DoubleLift has to wait a long time. He might be holding on really eagerly in January of next year to pick up one more kill. So TSM going to get one more opportunity here. We'll see what happens, but looks like a lane swap is in order as OQ going to move his Ashe towards that top half of the map. DoubleLift already down towards the bottom with Biofrost in that tribush in the bottom lane. So it looks like we are going to have a lane swap to start things off again. Sven and Hauntzer having a dance off here in the jungle. Looks like Sven's going to start Grom.
Start on that top side, do a non-lane swap start for yourself, but at the same time, it looks like it's a lane swap here from OQ and Kiwikid. Now, it's a little bit different as well because they don't have lane swap wards, so it's blind. So you start on your camp before you invade. So they'll kill the camp. Yeah, they'll kill the camp, and they'll get the experience, but they'll be late on the invade to interrupt the blue. And that's why you can see NRG are starting their blue first, so they guarantee that they get the buff.
In fact, both junglers are starting on their unsafe sides here.
And they've already seen Gnar, and that's still going to be Quas running to the lane. It's a little bit awkward.
Yeah, it does get down, but don't think he's going to get any CS. Hauntzer does sneak a few away. Gets 3 for himself, which is about the amount you expect to get. OQ and Kiwi, they're going to start zoning, and Quas going to get zoned off the wave here.
They do this all the time. NRG have Quas actually try to hold the lane swap, and as a Jax, he has the Counter-Strike leveled up, so it's a little bit harder to dive him. If he does hit level 2 as well from the crashing minions before they dive him, then it's much easier to do so. But if he gets that 2, he can counter. He's trying to hold and pick up the CS.
Yeah, they're threatening a dive here. In fact, they will pull it off.
He hit 2, so he has Leap Strike and Counter Strike.
He leaps away, but DoubleLift starting to shoot him. Exhaust is down. Stun is going to connect, but Santorin's here to defend. And DoubleLift kind of caught out of position here.
Yeah, and this is the gamble that you take. Now he has to wait for that Counter-Strike cooldown. DoubleLift in a bad spot. Santorin
Tanking minions.
hits him with an axe.
Gets to get out. Oh, he queues back in, but Svenskeren, it was all a ruse. Quas gonna take damage. DoubleLift burns the heal. Counter-Strike in. DoubleLift really needs some kills here. Flashstone gonna slow DoubleLift in. Can he get it? He does. There's first blood.
4 more kills. And then DoubleLift hits 1,000. And Quas, he tried to hold it. He would have actually had a really good situation if they had held it, because NRG are pushing the top side. Eventually, he's going to get that top turret, OQ and Kiwikid would, and then it wouldn't have been answered. Now, Bard gets to have Magical Journey, go through, and this was just still well played from Quas. Jumps the other side so he avoids the Gnar, and now Hauntzer can't really do anything. The stun comes through, but you can't follow up with auto attack damage at that point with the Counter-Strike on. And Santorin helps him hold. And you can see on the top side, Ashe and Taric 100% free to hit that turret, shove those waves slowly, get it eventually, but then overextends. The jungle routing puts Svenskeren on that side, and GBM has Ignite.
Yeah, Bjergsen a little low, cleansed off there from Bjergsen.
Yeah, this is actually really good.
Nice little play there, but GBM continuing to take aggressive summoner spells.
Yeah, he takes the Ignite, and Bjergsen takes the cleanse as a Cassiopeia, mostly for the fact that it's a Taric and it's an Ashe. Like, this bottom lane is going to try to CC you. It's hard to dodge it, and he brings it for that reason. And it just happens to also remove summoner spells from the enemy, or that they use on you. So Exhaust and Ignite both get completely removed.
Well, good stuff there, but Bjergsen going to be charging up that tier, probably expecting to still take a bit of harass there in the lane, but keeping up well on CS. Kiwikid and Santorin, though, up here in that top lane. Magical Journey out. DoubleLift and Biofrost saying peace. Get themselves out of the lane, and we've actually swapped back to a standard 2v2 here. DoubleLift with a pickaxe advantage just versus that cold for OQ. First blood money helping out, despite the fact that OQ is up in CS a bit.
Yeah, he's up in CS. He's also up in experience as well, because he was in a lane with the Taric for so long, only splitting experience between 2 people as opposed to 3 and 4.
Bjergsen dodging the axe from Santorin though. Svenskeren just making sure everything's chilled in the mid lane. Might threaten GBM here, but 2v2 that I'm not sure they want to win here. GBM going to snare up Bjergsen. Sven now going to show himself, but Santorin might just keep going. GBM taking a bit of damage, and now Bjergsen going to turn it back around. Santorin getting low. Lost poison land. Feeds it on the tweet. Bang! Ignored it!
Poison!
Woo! Well played by both sides there. 2v2 yields no further result.
I think he had 1 HP. Literally 1 HP.
Well, Bjergsen going to keep threatening here. GBM can't really walk back through Miasma. Bjergsen with an early blue buff, I believe, as well. Yeah, he does have it from Rek'Sai, so able to be nice and aggressive. Santorin, a little lucky to be alive, but...
Yeah, that means he started his potions at the right second to stay alive.
Biofrost getting stunned up there. DoubleLift trying to trade harass back. OQ got a lot of armor there from that Taric, so Kiwikid able to battle back pretty effectively. Svenskeren also kind of keeping track of things here. Looks like ward's down on that blue side of NRG's jungle, so expect an invade there for TSM. Santorin still constantly checking back in on this mid lane though. So it seems like Bjergsen is the focus. Gonna try and see if they can't kill the Cassiopeia, especially pre-6.
Yep, once again, Santorin gets the flash, so that's really good. He'll have his Ghost, and he'll have Ragnarok the next time he comes around. Despite Bjergsen being 6, it's not gonna matter too much. The damage output will matter, but the CC will be completely negated by the Olaf.
Good little burst of speed there from GBM on the E, so able to get himself out from under Bjergsen's follow-up harass with the Twin Fangs. Svenskeren an escape by Santorin and just dodging out of the way of that axe. Kiwikid roams down, trying to threaten Svenskeren and kind of in the middle of this topside river, but Sven just going to bail out. And once again, Santorin playing up and aggressive in TSM's jungle, but this time NRG's coming to help.
Yeah, I actually think it's a really good kind of practice to play against TSM's jungle, because it's the team effort, and so you have to, as a jungler, over-communicate. It's kind of strange to say, like, over-communicate and say, like, okay, this is where everybody is. Can you help me? Help me now. This is what I need. And a lot of junglers are always, like, just taking in information and saying, like, oh, I can come in, like, 45 seconds and get there to the bottom lane. Now, he has to say, all right, this is what I need from you.
And it's been very effective for NRG. We saw the Olaf really just dictate a lot of that game in the second one. Svenskeren, though, trying to make sure he keeps up. Looks like he'll steal away this blue buff here. Won't be in time to donate it over to Bjergsen, but a very easy steal from that well-placed pink board. Svenskeren going to skate over NRG's pink there, though, unfortunately.
That's just a route.
Little blind in the tunnels.
A big thing about Rek'Sai is you want to have like a tunnel system throughout your own jungle to just optimize clearing, but he has one in the river to optimize clearing and getting back to where he was.
Nice little network set up there as a bit of a trade in top lane, goes mostly TSM's way. Biofrost doing a nice job kind of keeping them locked down with the stuns, and Caitlyn can always throw in that free
This
harass.
is awesome. Those Caitlyn traps. Chilling out there.
Ooh.
That allows them to gank bot because they see Santorin top.
Quas now caught. Hyper gonna proc. Hauntzer might look for the dive, but he's only mini. He's still tired. Now flashes forward. He wants it. Gets the slow from the boomerang. Svenskeren follows in. Looks for the Amari, but doesn't get it.
Just barely misses out on the knock up there.
Oh, arrow to the face. Santorin's here. Santorin gonna pop the ulti again. DoubleLift. He's seen it all before. The exhaust is down, but he's still alive for now. Not for much longer though. Santorin takes him down.
Yep, the Ghost rushes straight through. Here comes the TP from Jax. They're gonna try to re-dive this and go after Hauntzer.
Yeah, Biofrost bailed, but Hauntzer now left alone. 1v4, can't hop to the journey. Santorin gets another kill.
And NRG are just playing this early game once again rather good. And now they're gonna get this turret. They're gonna be able to push, and there isn't much of an answer on the opposite side of the map.
I've started to see a bit more of this in the NA LCS, but Taric Olaf's pretty good.
Yeah, he just
NRG
rushes in with Bastion. Is insane.
NRG showing off the power there. TSM going to try and answer back with a Mountain Drake, but NRG should be able to get a tower here. Biofrost gets himself out to safety with the Magical Journey, and Quas going to get some local gold. This looks like a lane swap.
Yeah, it's the local gold, especially on a Jax. Fantastic, because he's the person that you want to have scale, and you don't always get that luxury in standard lanes, because this was standard lanes reversed, and then the TP plays came through and the roam. So I actually kind of doubt that TSM get local gold when they get a turret down onto Hauntzer. It's actually quite difficult to do that, because you have to win a fight like this right beforehand to have enough time to just leave your top laner there alone.
Another great read out here from NRG as well. Hauntzer just can't go anywhere. And there's the other kill. Highly effective early game once again. Santorin and Kiwikid continuing to team up with Quas this time, I suppose, on the assist. And we're still back in those standard lanes, but NRG is still ahead. Up 1,000 gold now after that turret take. Everyone kind of still scaling up as well. Cassiopeia going to take a little while to really power up. DoubleLift despite the early first blood. Still actually falling pretty significantly far behind in CS.
Yeah, and also the fact that OQ went for the build with the Cull as opposed to the pickaxe that DoubleLift went for. He's eventually, in about 30 CS, going to have just another surge of gold on top of that. So OQ will hit his 2-item spike a bit faster.
And this might be another dive here. Kiwikid does have his ultimate back up, I believe. Svenskeren kind of in the arrow spots too. Knows that Santorin's now here.
Well, yeah, they have Kiwikid's
Oh,
ultimate.
arrow again.
There they go.
DoubleLift. Oh, good ulti from Biofrost. But there's the
Ulti.
Cosmic Radiance. All back down. Dazzle is there. And that's going to be one. Biofrost already dead as DoubleLift going to get dove here as well. They're just going to keep going. Sven does answer back in onto OQ. DoubleLift trying to stay alive, but Karma gets a double kill. Sven answers back.
Yeah, and here comes Bjergsen on that Cassiopeia. If he can pick up some kills, he can start to snowball the game. He has that tier.
Got his ulti, but he's no flash. Well placed by Asman, going to lock them down. Ulti, gonna stun Santorin. Svenskeren gets another GBM now. Gonna go down as well as Bjergsen answers back.
And TSM even it up in gold again. And that's 3 kills going over to Svenskeren total, I believe, there. Just absolutely crazy. Now, see if he ends up going for the Tiamat build, but probably not. He's been a team player. He'll get the Sight Stone and then complete the Cinder Hulk and just roam around and keep vision of his jungle, especially against this Olaf. Keeping tabs on him is so important.
We've talked about it. TSM's proactive players always look good, but we're kind of worried about the reactive play after game 2. That was a great set of reactions there from TSM, despite the strong dive from NRG. And a game now right back to evens. We're going to watch this one again.
Yeah, this was fantastic from Biofrost because he's buying seconds here. That's all you need. He's just staying alive a little bit longer. Throws down the ultimate, hold me DoubleLift, and comes out, gets stunned. He gets blown up, but DoubleLift doesn't get stunned, so he buys time. OQ gets hit up by the turret and then ends up dying. Kiwikid takes aggro now, walk too far forward, and it just looked like NRG were not aware of who had aggro at what time during that dive, and Biofrost just bought the time necessary for Bjergsen to complete his roam.
And then great little follow-up there from Bjergsen. We talk about Cassio cutting people up with the miasma. Very effective roam there. Bjergsen kind of beating GBM in effectiveness, I'll say, at least down to that bottom lane. So TSM right back in this game as the kills pretty much even up, and NRG is still up that one turret. So the fact that the gold is slightly ahead for TSM is good news. As Sven Doesn't quite get stunned. Both Dazzle's going to miss. Looks like a 2v3 right now as Bjergsen with no ult. He can't really do anything versus Olaf. GBM able to get himself a kill. And now Sven could get dove here. Snares looking. Arrow lands in. Shut down from Santorin.
And Flash was even blown by Bjergsen there, so he had a little bit of a panic flash. Thought he might have been able to get out of it. And NRG, almost took an extra shot there on OQ.
This Olaf play from Santorin. Back-to-back games now. Looking spectacular. NRG going to take another turret, and it almost looks like a whole new team. TSM dictated the pace the entire way through in Game 1. Game 2 happens, you may be questioning, is it some like fun drafting, quote-unquote, from TSM? And no, NRG just know how to play with this comp, and they're playing aggressively.
Yeah, the Taric and the Olaf, like, if you have those two champions, their kits say, be aggressive, dive, go, you're invulnerable. Like, nothing's going to happen to you when you do that, and they've been pulling the trigger on it. They end up, you know, having it turned around on them in that last play, but I still think that this is something where it's pretty clean cut of what you need to do with this composition. Rush them down. Karma's going to help as well, but just the Taric has been proven to be so effective. Gets a flash too. Like, I feel like he's going to go down anyway, and now that just leaves him up to counter ganks or ganks in general after this play.
OQ's arrows as well have been on point as he nails Svenskeren there in the mid lane. Bjergsen playing back, he's lost his tower.
Yeah, he was landing on a ward too, so they have full vision of him and where he is and who's coming to reinforce him.
TSM gonna have to, again, play defensively for a little while longer. 2,000 gold down now as NRG. Nice little lead for themselves. They don't have a Drake, but Ocean will be up in 50 seconds if they want to try for that. Blue buff now going over to GBM. Sven stole the last one. So everything going in the right direction here. And even though that gold lead is pretty much the two turrets that NRG have, if TSM don't get them, while they're expected to get that gold at some point in the game, NRG pretty much shut them out last time. TSM going to have to hold for a little while longer and kind of claw their way back in here.
Oh, Santorin going to try to chase down the flash with Bjergsen.
He does not care, but the damage he might have to start carrying about. Bjergsen does get him on the other end as TSM going to turn it around. GBM get follow flashed on by Hauntzer as he's going to slow him. Ace in the hole! Oh! Hauntzer, you scumbag!
He's lucky he's like 3 seats away from DoubleLift. Probably would have got hit in the shoulder after that one. Still, he's got to earn it.
Well, we talked about it. He's still at 0 kills. Big old bagel in the kill column. Oh, he has 1. I can't
He's got
read.
1. Dang it. Yeah, he's 4 away.
The Pentadream is dead.
996. I know.
I looked at Uki's score for a second there. Mistakes were made.
Yeah.
TSM going to start their Ocean Drake for themselves and add another one to their inventory. Ocean Drake stacked up. It's going to add in nicely to their mountain. And TSM starting to, again, kind of counter some of NRG's aggression here. Santorin's still a little too far forward here.
Yeah, he just tunnels right through. Like, this is the Olaf problem where you're tunnel visioning. Like, I can go in. Everybody else on your team is like, I can't follow you. Okay. And this is what happens. You trail off, and Hauntzer, it's great because
Sven's prey seeker.
Yeah, Sven like helped out, but Hauntzer was helping out, so they both helped too much.
I bet they were helping. I mean, I think Hauntzer after the Sivir Penta said he should have stolen it. Maybe this is his way of keeping DoubleLift out. We'll have to see. TSM not quite back in the green just yet. NRG still have the gold lead, but towers starting to get knocked down. NRG did lose their mid turret after that exchange as well, so map geography kind of back to even here. NRG still with plenty of room to maneuver around, and Quas with that Trinity Force might struggle to threaten right now, but NRG actually going to group up as 4, take down an outer. That'll give them back to the gold lead.
Yeah, they're all on the bottom side though. This is 4 members here. GBM is actually playing to this side. They might lose the top side turret, but trap line.
DoubleLift requires assistance.
Yeah. Santorin just really going after DoubleLift over and over and over again. This turret's going to go down. Really good rotation here from NRG. They can get 2 turrets for 1, if that. Hauntzer has no TP, so there's no way he joins the side.
Very clean. Although Hauntzer, I guess, is just looking to trade here. Going to take the top lane outer turret if things go to plan. NRG, though, continuing to rotate. Bjergsen, what are you doing there?
He's trying to clear out that wave and then go top so that they have to push mid back in before they can go to top and answer it. So it gives Hauntzer a little bit more time if he wants the option to actually push forward, and then all TSM can actually reinforce him on the top side.
A little far forward, but doesn't cost him. Smart play there from TSM. Make sure they can protect their Cassiopeia. Hauntzer continuing to pressure in as well. Quas will jump up to top lane here to meet the minion wave, so he's going to get some CS for himself. Hauntzer now going to back away as Arrow sails in, hits Hauntzer. He's back in the mini form, and Quas ignores it. Wants the CS instead.
It's too valuable. This is guaranteed money. Don't know if that Gnar is going to get away. And Svenskeren was also off on the wings. And yeah, to touch back on that minion wave point where Bjergsen's pushing forward to push it up, minions, you know, of course, they give you the vision. So in that situation, you have to think of them as like advancing wards for you to see if anybody crosses the mid lane to go to the top side. So they're helping out their top laner there. And ultimately, it still helps out the bottom lane too. Everybody tried to go back top because Hauntzer pushed forward, so they answer with the tier 1 on the opposite side.
Great little exchange of pressure there from TSM as they more or less even out the gold lead. Still behind one turret, but nothing too crazy there. Kiwikid checking for survivors in the bottom lane, but doesn't see anyone. Both Bio and DoubleLift will get out of that situation pretty cleanly. And Bjergsen continuing to scale up. Looks like Rylai's is next on the agenda. Does have that Morellonomicon built up already. And of course that tier still charging up. So kind of early items out all over the place here. Runen's done for DoubleLift there on the Caitlyn. SM3 Vazil there for OQ. And with the gold being nice and even between the two teams overall, TSM really just hold that Drake advantage, Energy with the turret advantage, and we're almost 20 minutes in here as we crest the 19-minute mark. Probably the closest game we've had between these two teams so far in the series.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm looking at where the gold disadvantages are, and it's mostly 80 carry versus the jungle. So Sven is up about 800 gold, whereas DoubleLift is behind about 900. So OQ with the cull popping as well as having a CS advantage is all culminating into that.
Bjergsen could be in a bit of trouble here. OQ trying to line up an arrow. Bjergsen does have cleanse, but can't really be stopped by the Taric Olaf Karma dive. NRG don't pull the trigger just yet though, and the rest of TSM are here to defend.
Arrow whips, even if it hit, still has cleanse.
Pretty hard to kill the old Cassio with all summoners up, so NRG think better of the dive, and wisely so. We've got Hauntzer and Quas though, still doing battle in that top lane.
Yeah, and that's the thing is this top lane has been relatively untouched for a very long time, and it's a Jax. Like, he got solo turret gold, maybe play to him for a little bit, help him open up that advantage even more, then you can leave him alone. But right now, he just can't seem to create even more of an advantage against this Gnar than he had before.
Nice tunnel there from Sven, gets himself out to safety there. Dazzle not quite in range. As looks like a collapse actually. Biofrost nails GBM. Hauntzer about to go mega. Wallops him in the face. GBM dead. Oh, scoop back in. Biofrost able to get that first kill. And TSM leap forward. Quas the next target gets unborrowed, knocked up there by Sven. And he's going to be locked up for a little while longer. Quas does leap strike out of the way, but Biofrost bends around looking for another. Gets one down. Now looks for OQ. Stun misses. And OQ firing back in. Bjergsen locks him down. Ace in the hole. Just a bit of damage.
Yeah, not much at all. He went for the attack speed and then got those BF sword and pickaxe when he had the pickaxe before. So wanted the Runan's completion, whereas OQ went the opposite route, looked for the crit.
Here's Sven again. Hauntzer jumps back in, throws a mallet helping out. Can't be disabled. Ragnarok pops. Kiwi though, stunned on the other end after the flash damage is there. Hauntzer gonna get that next kill. TSM starting to show real signs of life.
Yep. At the same time, Hauntzer picking up so many kills for himself. Svenskeren, 3, 1, and 7, 100% kill participation. He's been doing work on this Rek'Sai. And his gold total, where he's just doing way better than Santorin at the moment, jumped out to 1,000 gold lead. Arrow?
Arrow nails no one?
No one.
Up, sailed right down through the bottom lane.
Yeah, Quas TP'd to try and get to the other side and maybe flank and pincer from the where the arrow was coming in, but it doesn't work out.
Not bad positioning though. Baron is a potential threat as NRG are going to transfer their vision over. Ocean Trek also up in 3 seconds. NRG, whoa! Alrighty.
Broke. They don't have Taric there yet, so their team fight is really weak.
All right.
They started up just to kind of get them to check.
TSM passed the test.
They were doing it though, and TSM know it. Because they saw it regen and they saw that it was spitting all over the place.
Santorin a little low. Gonna get some health back. Actually goes back to base, so it won't stay out jungling for now. As we'll watch this little exchange again.
Yeah, Hauntzer just walks up, leaps forward and throws the Q out. Gets the slow. And then GBM was just trying to help. Gets walloped, slammed against the opposite wall, which is the perfect way to throw that Gnar as well. Gets the kill before the Cosmic Radiance goes off. And now that trap comes down and Quas wants to avoid it from going to the right, so he has to go down, jump over the wall. Still ends up dying though, but doesn't step on the trap and gets stopped. So, playing his best there. DoubleLift That's kind of that's a frustration ace in the hole. You guys didn't give me those last 2 kills.
Yelling at Bjergsen, being like, do more damage!
Flash forward!
I need this kill. Energy back on the Baron though. TSM looking to make them pay. Hauntzer stun now. The Cosmic Radiance out from Taric. Hauntzer does not go mega. GBM nails the shutdown.
Yeah, that was awesome from Energy because they were just piling onto him. Hauntzer almost transformed. He almost was able to get a flash Gnar, and it would have been a 5-man, but they convert it into a kill before he can, and now TSM posturing up.
This is so dangerous. Quas gonna pull away. Energy, I think, trying to bait them into the pit. Biofrost looking around, and now Santorin pops the ultimate. Sven taking damage on the other side, but Bjergsen's got out safely. DoubleLift trying to get some kills. The Sven takes out Santorin. GBM gonna have the ulti blocked by Biofrost.
DoubleLift got put the
OQ and Kiwikid there. Double stun lands in after the Biofrost. DoubleLift gets one onto OQ. Looking for a Quas again. Tries to get it. Oh, it's stolen. TSM on to Baron though.
Still. 4 for 1 when everything is all said and done, and GBM's the only one to get away. Or, get away. Maybe I speak too soon. The Baron stealing master, not gonna happen today. There's a ward right there.
Much too soon. Damage is good though. DoubleLift only wants him.
He's buying time. Oh.
TSM do manage to secure the Baron. Sven gonna smite it away, and DoubleLift hungry for 3 more kills, sitting at 997 right now.
So close to having that 1,000 mark for himself.
So watch this one again. This is a little too aggressive from Energy, I think.
Yeah, this is great though. I actually really like the stun. Follow up into the point blank Ashe arrow is what was the chain CC there to keep Hauntzer under control. And then they just keep skirting back and forth. And this is where it's really confusing because they start it back up again before they sweep Vision out, which is just like a deliberate, why is Kiwikid in the back? At that point, you just have everybody in the front of the pit, hitting him over the wall, etc., so that Kiwikid can get range for another dazzle, because he stays out of range of the backline here and has to play on the back foot. As soon as Santorin goes down, gets caught out there, and he still has exhaust as well, right? He still has summoner spells available to him to help this catastrophe from going that direction. And I just feel like the positioning from Energy when they got in the pit, it was kind of step 1, let's get in the Baron pit. Step 2 was like, okay, well, we didn't posture for that. We didn't think ahead.
Biofrost, real MVP, blocks the arrow there that was aiming at DoubleLift's head. 4,000 gold ahead with the Baron buff. TSM surge forward and going to try and break the base. Quas with no teleport is split pushing.
Yeah, this is the top lane tilt where you're just like, I'm going to go in the game by myself, see what happens. He backs though, and so does Hauntzer. So
he has TP though.
Yep.
Quas going to have to wait a little while longer till that summoner gets back up.
Yeah, still causes enough pressure to pull off Hauntzer though. Quas has his own TP now, but it's mostly about joining this fight. And there goes Santorin. He wants DoubleLift.
They need to save DoubleLift. Magical journey out. He does get to safety. Bjergsen kills Santorin in the front line. Ace in the hole. Hits Kiwikid. Not going to assassinate GBM. And TSM going to leap forward and try and clean out the rest of NRG. They'll take the inhibitor if they can get her. Energy have to be careful. Biofrost lands a big ulti, but it's just on a couple minions.
Yeah, he got 3-man ulti if you consider minions man. So, you know what? I'll do that for today. Great ultimate there from Biofrost. Hits 3 minions, but still not enough for them to convert into anything else.
Get the mid inhib though, so it's not too bad there for the rest of TSM as they'll look to maybe siege down a little bit more. Santorin, 5 seconds left.
Yeah, Santorin ready to come back.
The power of Caitlyn. Good little trap line there for TSM.
I feel like Energy are just trying to play spoiler here and trying to just stop DoubleLift from getting 3 more kills.
I think so too. Arrow lands, hits Bjergsen this time, but doesn't burn the cleanse. He knows he's safe. Hauntzer pops out of the dazzle there as Kiwikid taking too much damage. There's one for DoubleLift. Needs a couple more. Sven gonna line up the next one. Santorin goes down, but DoubleLift's still cutting away. He's actually dead, so that's a bit awkward, and TSM gonna try and clean up the fight by themselves.
Yeah, they just go straight after DoubleLift every time. Santorin does not want him to hit that mark. Wants him to have to wait months before he can try again.
2 kills left, and TSM will take the top inhib and back away. Huge lead for TSM in this game. But not too many chances left for DoubleLift. There are minutes left in this game, potentially.
The crowd wants blood!
Crowd's been very vocal today. I love it. Let's all watch this again.
Yeah, DoubleLift, right in the front there. The arrow ends up, this is right afterwards where he had to just kind of kite back. And Quas, boom, pops him. And it looks like that exhaust probably wasn't going to help too much anyway. And so they have to continue the fight without him. They do get the top inhib. That's 2 down, and now they just have to play towards the bottom side of the map.
I feel like DoubleLift's not doing himself any favors picking Caitlyn in this game. because he is not only do they want to kill him to play spoiler, but he's actually a great target for them to kill. So DoubleLift knows he's an AD carry. He's got 3 items right now, plus a red potion. DoubleLift is maximizing his power right now, because he can feel those 2 kills coming his way.
Yeah, he's trying to reach for those kills too. He's like, rapid fire cannon, let's go. Let's like Caitlyn, let's outrange him, ace in the hole. If any stragglers, you know, get away.
He's not going to get scumbagged by Sven and Hauntzer again.
Well, I don't know. It's been happening a lot.
He's doing everything he can.
Sven still got that 100% kill participation. He's been doing work.
Well, TSM going to take another turret. NRG going to struggle to try and defend here as TSM enter the closing minutes of this game. If NRG can hold on, remember they've got a 8th place promotion spot, or 1st place promotion, I should say, finishing 8th in the regular season. But TSM, we're going to try and finish that record.
There they go.
Santorin dives in, they're going to try and cut it up for DoubleLift. DoubleLift needs to look for a few more, but not quite enough yet. Biofrost, big ultimate lands in onto GBM, but Kiwikid going to try and move them around. DoubleLift, that's one! Oh, that's not it! Kiwikid, the next one! Oh no, that's not it either, you're kidding me!
999! Quas and Oki are the remaining members. Quas jumps in!
What are you doing?
The giver!
He's going to try and get it, he's going to donate it over Quas! There it is, Hauntzer steals it! Dive the fountain, TSM, you know you want to.
They've done it so many times before to set up pentakills. In the past, that's how DoubleLift has gotten a lot of his back on CLG, and they're going to try it.
Oh, they went in too early. Hauntzer about to go mega. Here we go! Hauntzer's in! Looking for it! Oh!
He gets it!
Gets 1,000 kills!
DoubleLift!
And that's it!
1,000 kills for his career in the regular season of the NA LCS.
And what a way to end your final game of this summer! DoubleLift puts one hell of an exclamation point on TSM's best ever season.
And with a bow on top, it's exactly 1,000. Nail biter, last moments there, pulls it out.
Hauntzer is a scumbag. His team tried so hard.
He was the sacrificial lamb at the end, though. He jumped in first. He tried to pay for his sins.
And DoubleLift, at the last possible moment in the game, gets his 1000th kill and a nexus for his trouble, and TSM finished 17-1.
What a sweet way to end it as well. On that 1000th kill, 17-1, the best in the history of the organization for TSM. Absolutely dominating split for the entire squad, start to finish.
See DoubleLift there on your screen, looking pretty pleased with themselves. Energy all huddled around, knowing that could be a tough road ahead in the promotion tournament, but a strong showing today despite the loss. Couldn't get that extra space forward, unfortunately for them, but certainly a team we could expect to see again. They've seemed to improve so much. DoubleLift waving at the fans once again. What a great, just cherry on top.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
No, of course not. You might even say no, they're not going to say it. It's almost like it's written sometimes. That was about as dramatic as we could have made that, short of the pentakill that I envisioned before.
Yeah. Our riders are just fantastic.
Yeah, I think really great. Shout out to those guys as TSM, the one true kings in North America, going in as the best team by far. Immortals, we thought that maybe they could touch them, but it was apparently only Phoenix One that played spoiler to a perfect record. And this team is the team to beat moving into playoffs. TSM, a well-earned first seed. And what a way to end the season for both these teams.
Yeah, and they gave hope to NRG there that they could bump up and get that 8th place spot and maybe get some revenge to Phoenix One. But TSM play it out. They play for those kills. They end up winning the game and winning the series. Now, Timo in the middle too, but still, honestly, TSM, not only are they crowd pleasers and just a fantastic squad that, you know, really caters to their fans, I feel like they're also a very powerful squad right now. I think this is the best TSM that we have ever seen.
I think I'd have to agree, because it's just been insane how strong this team has looked. But with that, we are going to go